the great Mick O'Dwyer, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we on these sides will need to work with the Carryman here. Mick, first of all, I must ask you the question. 12 All-Irelands, could it have been more with, Seamus Darby scoring at the death of the game against you when you were going for 5 in a row, and Tiggy Murphy, the great Tiggy from Nanmar, scoring against you in 83?
Well, I suppose it was quite possible that we could have won 9 All-Irelands in a row. But I suppose that would be bad for the game, so we had to have a little break. And it was great that we came back to win 3 after winning 4. So we had a wonderful team at the time. And as I said at that period, Cork had an exceptionally good team. If there was a backdoor in existence at the time, Kerry and Cork could have been meeting in All-Ireland finals. But we came from nowhere in 75 to win a young team, and that was the reason why we won all those All-Ireland.
Mick, I'm going to ask you about 2 memories, because many of us would remember you as a great player as well, and a great scoring attacker. You have 4 All-Ireland medals as a player. Can I have one memory as a player, first of all, from you?
Well, as a player, I suppose winning my first All-Ireland with Kerry a long time ago in 1959, and then I played for 18 years with the county before I took up management. But I suppose winning my first All-Ireland, being the first Waterville man to do so, was something that really lives on in my memory.
So that's answering a straightforward question. Your first All-Ireland. What about those great titles you won, the Sam Maguire's 8, and of course, as you mentioned, there was the young team of 75. But I mean, many of us in Cork will never forget that for 9 years in a row you beat Cork in Munster final, and you always called Cork the second best team in the country, and yet we'd no football after July.
Well, myself and Billy discussed that there again tonight, but Billy maintains that I was just trying to cod the Cork people at that period. But there was no codding actually, because that was an exceptionally good Cork team. In 1976 we came from nowhere to beat Cork here in the athletic grounds in Cork at the time. We got 2 good. Declan Barron scored the goal on that occasion, which I think in any other game would have been allowed. And then there was a question of another ball being behind us, the line.
John Colvin caught the ball, I think, on the goal line, and the goal was given.
Exactly, yeah. Billy says it wasn't behind the line, so I take his word on that.
That's fair honesty. We'll be speaking to Billy in a moment. So give me one of the great memories of the 8 All-Ireland, so your favourite.
Well, I suppose when you win 8 All-Ireland titles, you don't remember any of them. But I can tell you the one All-Ireland that I can remember pretty well, and that was the one we lost in 1982, when we were going to win 5 All-Irelands in a row. That would have been a major achievement. But that's the one that really stands out in my mind above all the other ones. But I suppose beating Dublin in 1978, we beat them by 18 points in an All-Ireland final. After being beaten by Dublin the 2 previous years, 76 and 77. We came in 1978 to win, and we came from nowhere that year and hammered Dublin in that final. That's the one that really stands out to my memory.
78, I could remind the people, there are a lot of young people. 78, of course, there were tremendous goals on the Bomber list, and the Bomber hit Ireland and he hit Dublin that day. And of course, there was a great Mickey Sheehy chipped goal from the quick free kick when Paddy Cullen was rushing back and he crashed into the goalpost when the ball was in the net.
Yeah, well, that day the Bomber scored 3 goals in 2 points, and he told me he could have got a couple more, but he said he got sick of banging him into the net. That's true, yeah. With Mikey Sheehy's goal that day, changed that All-Ireland final. Dublin were 5 points up and looking very, very good at the time. But then again, it was John Egan's goal, the first one that came, that was the one that made a real difference. The cheese was a class act, something you'd expect from a wonderful player. And Mikey was one of the greatest forwards that we ever produced at Kerry.
You produced unbelievable players, and I'm just loving all these memories, because you mentioned the late great John Egan, so unlucky not to be captain in 82, but you had Sheehy alongside the Bomber, and John Egan, I suppose Pat Spillane, Ogie Boran, and I spoke to someone like Brendan Lynch recently, who was pre that, but all great footballers and that. And Pat Spillane, God forgive me if I didn't mention Pat Spillane, but just finally, I'm going to ask you, as regards who will win, and I know what you're going to say, but who's going to win the replay on Saturday night, Mick?
Well, it's going to be an interesting game, to be very honest. We came to Killarney last Sunday thinking that we would beat Cork pretty well. But Cork put up a fantastic show the last day. They're going to be very hard to beat. They're playing with great fire and spirit at the moment. And the Kerry team at the present time don't seem to be doing that well. The Gooch has to come back to his best. He's struggling, Donaghy's struggling, but maybe on the next day it will be close one again. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it would finish in a draw, and I think we could beat them in extra time.
Mick O'Dwyer, it's been my pleasure talking today. Great to see you so fit and healthy, and thank you indeed for all those great memories. Although some Cork people might have enjoyed some of them, but we do respect in Cork the fact that you were an All-Ireland winner on 12 occasions, 4 as a player, 8 as a manager. Ladies and gentlemen, we're privileged to be in the company of the great Mick O'Dwyer. You're established 52 years of family. Tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah, my father started the business in '63. I joined it in the mid-80s, banking, actually. And we're involved catching primarily, and processing fish for export, and with retail fishmongers. But then we saw an opening for this maybe 5 years ago, bringing the fish directly tight hill. That's the tagline. It's not simple, it's not complicated, I should say. It's fresh fish, cooked simply, with 20 different types of fish on the menu. So there's something to cater for everybody in that respect. Fish has come on a lot in the last few years. I think people know much, I suppose, with travel and foreign holidays and all that. People are well versed in what's good and what's nice. You know, and I suppose our concept, tight to table, encompasses exactly what we do. We're catching, we're processing, now we're cooking and selling it.
And I'm sure, Liam, with all the guests who are here this afternoon, people who are actually around here, they want to know, is it going to be a good rate, a good price? Are you going to be the Kerry man catching the Cork people up here, or instead of catching the fish, will you catch the Cork people?
We'll catch you on Saturday.
Well, that's a good answer, but I mean, what are the rates and prices here?
No, we're very competitive. You're looking at 11, 12 euros for a full main course meal. Same price all day, 12 for 10. We won't change the price in the evening. So, same price all day. I think it's fantastic value. Our feedback from other restaurants in Tralee and Killarney, I think, verifies that. And we have a huge Cork following in Kerry, in our restaurant in Killarney, every Sunday, without fail. As people drive down, I didn't believe it when they said it to me. They drive down Sunday for good fish and chips.
And as a Kerry man, you know that you caught, that's a very good word, that you caught Cork last week because you had the Armagh referee in your front, because it was no penalty whatsoever, we know that.
After the audience and after the match, in the second half.
Give you a prediction.
Cork.
And you're going to make plenty of money here for many years ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the owner and proprietor of the restaurant here, Quinlan. Put your hands together for ladies and gentlemen. You put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Billy Morgan. Well, Billy, as I've asked Mick O'Dwyer a while ago, you had a great innings as a player down through the years. You would have come across Mick, on 1 or 2 occasions. And in fact, there is one famous photograph of you with the backdrop in Fitzgerald Stadium of you making a great save for Mick.
Actually, the save wasn't from Mick, it was from the other side, but he's in the photograph. But like, I remember Mick when he came onto the Kerry team first as left half back, and an outstanding one at that. He then broke his leg, I think, twice. He came back as a forward and he reinvented himself, and he was an outstanding corner forward. That match in Killarney, I think, was the 9-7 final. How many points Mick scored that day, but he was calling him out from the left corner all day. And they didn't need to get a goal, they did get a goal in the end win, but my old friend, late friend, Damon Donoghue, but Mick was scoring points all day.
Billy, I have gone through your career many times in the past in Hall of Fame nights, but we'll give some of the highlights. 1973, that was an unbelievable Cork side which destroyed Kerry in the old athletic grounds in the Munster final that year, and went on to score 5 goals in the All-Ireland final. Your memories of that great time?
Well, that final was unbelievable, but Cork was very organised that year. Tony Donovan had come back as coach, and to me, he was the outstanding coach I ever had. And we were very well organised, and going into the game, we were quite confident. But I couldn't believe we got 5 goals that first 23 minutes, and the young Jimmy Barry Murphy was outstanding, getting 2 of the goals, and it was all over after that first 23 minutes. Even though Kerry did come back as a bit in the second half, but we were never going to lose.
And what was it like as captain to lift Sam Maguire after what was like an absence of 28 years since 1945?
Well, I had been on the Cork team, I suppose, at that stage for 7 or 8 years, and I was one of the older playing on the team. And I captain Nemo to the county the year before that as well as captain, and it was a great honour, and you know, something I would never forget, that up in the steps of the Hogan stand to lift the Sam Maguire with the Cork people, and there was a huge Cork following there that day, and we had waited so long since 1945. It was absolutely brilliant.
Great memories as a player with Nemo Rangers, of course, where you won All-Ireland medals, and great days at Cork. 87, 88, 89, 90. You lost two All-Irelands, Billy. I remember saying you had this great spirit to bounce back after losing two All-Irelands, to then win two All-Irelands. So what was it like after losing 87, 88 to beat Mayo in 89?
Well, even going back to 87 when we lost to Meath, they had been around a couple of years. We were a new young team coming, and at that stage we were at actually 5 points up on Meath. And looking like we'd win it, but they came back at us, and like I thought, you know, our inexperience told, and they went on to win, and deservedly so. In 88, I mean, we drew the first day, and again, much like 76, the last equalising free that Meath got was definitely no free, and the second day, you know, that we didn't, but it was heartbreaking to lose two All-Irelands in a row, but there was never a doubt in my mind that we weren't the best team in the country at that stage in time, and we proved it. We won in 89, but there was talk that, you know, that we beat me on the 89 final, and, you know, some Meath players that did say that, you know, it was a tippy-tappy final or whatever. So actually getting Meath, we wanted to beat Meath in the championship, and getting them in the final and beating them with 14 men as they had done to us in 88, wiped the state team, and, you know, made that victory complete.
And of course the double year was the famous year of 1990. Billy, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to ask you about, you're obviously still closely involved with the game. What about Saturday night? Mick has called it as a Kerry victory. How do you see Saturday night going to replay? Did Cork have their chance the first day? Had they the opportunity? They were brilliantly prepared. They led in the game and were caught at the death.
I think Cork still have every chance. Once you know, Kerry hype or Kerry propaganda doesn't get to them. Like, I mean, you just said it yourself, that people I meet in the street, they ask, have we lost our chance? I don't think so. If the players still have the belief that they showed in Killarney, and again make out their plans. Obviously Kerry will have different plans or whatever, you know, to rectify their weaknesses in Killarney, but I think Cork have every chance, and I think they can still do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legends, that is the Cork All-Ireland winning captain and the All-Ireland winning manager, Billy Morgan.
Should there have been a penalty?
Aha, this is the question. Now, Billy, I was on radio on that Sunday afternoon. Oisin McConville is the great legend of Armagh. He said he would say nothing early in the game about Paddy Hughes, the Armagh man, because he's a club man. But when the penalty happened, he said it was a disgrace. It wasn't a penalty.
Well, when I was sitting in the stand, I didn't think it was a penalty, but I thought, did I miss something? So that Monday night I sat up to watch it again, and I couldn't for the life of me see where a free came in, if anything, to the free out. So it was not a penalty.
Well, that's Billy Morgan's version. I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, Mick might have a different call on what he saw. The Kerry man, Mick O'Dwyer, a penalty awarded. James O'Donoghue stuck the ball in the net, and at that stage Cork were in a very good position. Was it a penalty?
Well, Billy, I wouldn't agree with you there, you know. The majority of the people in the country, I would say, thought it wasn't a penalty, to be very honest.
The majority of the people, Mick, didn't even think it was a free, not a mind a penalty.
But people are quite entitled to their opinion. But we Kerry people, we accept anything that's going. And if you're to win all Ireland titles and Munster championships, you must get lucky breaks like that. And it certainly wasn't a penalty, I think, to be very honest.
Anybody? That's a very good question there. Have you any questions, ladies and gentlemen? I'll take two more. Anyone with their hands up there with a good question for either Billy, Morgan, Victor Ward. Still the board is the man in the middle. We have a question here. You can start.
What would you make of Mick O'Connell's comments yesterday on the football?
Now that's a very interesting one. Mick O'Connell to Manny, the greatest footballer of all time. I think his comments really are that it's turned into a game of basketball. There's no football being played anymore. Mick, who you played with and soldier with, Mick O'Connell has said that he went out and kicked football and played football. They don't anymore.
No, but the one thing about the game, it's evolving all the time. I suppose the new things that have come into the game. I mean, there you have Donegal have brought in a defensive structure into the game that's winning all Ireland. So I mean, I suppose that's good in a way. But I don't agree personally with it. I think the foot should be used a lot more often in our game. We have become a soccer, basketball game at the present time. But still, that's the way the game is going. And I think people are enjoying it, and big crowds are still going to the game. So no, I think you have to go with the times. But I personally would like to see more the foot being used more often in our game.
Now that's a great answer from Mick O'Dwyer, because Mick was the man who adopted the hand passing rule, because Billy, you remember this. How many times did Mickey owned the bomber, and people like Caspalan throw the ball in over the net against you in that 9-year period, and he's talking about we should be kicking the ball, and they were playing, they invented basketball in that year.
Yeah, well, I remember they just said it, Mike and she, and you know, the bomber and these was coming through, and you come out to try and block them, you push the spear that way, you know, you can't stop it, but they were the rules at the time, and they're
Yeah,
dead.
but we practiced that
Yeah, and there was nothing wrong with it, and they were dead right, you know, to use them, and like at the moment, I mean, again, the game has evolved, and they're within the rules. It's not as attractive maybe as days gone by fielding and all that, kicking and all that, but there are the rules, and like you must say that the most defined last week was a tremendous game of football, very enjoyable.
Billy Borg, Mick O'Dwyer, we'll take one more question, possibly. Liam, and this is going to be about the penalty, I presume. Is it you have your own version? Liam Quinlan, by the way, he's a proprietor of Quinlan Seafood Bar. You can read it there, fresh fish and chips. We had Harry Ramsden's here once, but this is one of our own, a Munster man. We call him one of our own at the moment before the Munster final. Liam.
I suppose the advice I'm looking for Mick, how will you get the better one up here?
How will you get a better business-wise or football-wise?
Well, football will topple them all right, but the business, the corner up here.
Well, this man is such a businessman that I must say this. I said to Mick today that he sold my late mother, God rest her soul, a Kerry car, and we living in Cork, and we had to go to Munster finals with JIN 447, a Kerry registration. So this is a businessman. He'll tell you how to run a business in Cork.
I don't think Liam will have any problems, to be honest, running a business here in Cork, because they have the raw material available to them. They land their fish that are in our point in Carcegeen every morning, and it's in the stores and in the shops and in the restaurants that evening. So you're going to get the best of fish here in this restaurant, as he has done in Tralee, Killarney and Carcegeen. So to Liam, I would like to wish him every success. The Quinlan family, of course, are connected. We're connected. We will be about third or fourth cousins. His father, Michael, and myself went to an academy in Waterford by the name of the Technical School. That's where we went to school. So, and we did a lot of dodging, mooching, and what have you in those days. But to the Quinlan family, I would like to wish them every success in this wonderful venture of healing. Cork people always support the Kerry people, but Kerry, I don't think, would support Cork too well over the years. I must say, I would think Cork definitely always supported us over the years when we were winning. But the Kerry people, you know, we're a special breed. We're way out there on the Atlantic coast, and that's the reason why I think we are so successful, because we're hungry. And
well, if you're hungry, you get the fish in a minute, Mick.
we get the best of
And the best of fish in batter, inside. Mick O'Dwyer, thank you indeed. One last